520. 520. Okay. Option expiration. Option expiration. Do we go up? Do we hold? Do we reverse? Don't know. Don't know. Two things today. Watch two things. The Amazon Web Services thing is very negative. It can take all the text way lower. Very negative. Now, how much does Coinbase spend there? Don't know. If somebody can go figure it out, it's a whole different story. Very. And then we say, okay, Leo. Hold on, Leo. It said send a message. Let me go find you. Give Leo a second here. There he is. Unmuted. Okay. Go ahead, Leo.
Yeah, hi Sam. Good morning. Thanks for your inputs and valuable suggestions. I just have one quick question. I just want to know how to better scale my positions. Say if I bought like 10 contracts for Amazon, say, I do see your message saying like manage accounts and stuff. Like how many contracts do I scale out, like when the stock goes up or stock goes down? Because most likely what I end up is like I sell all my positions and then I kind of lose the potential profits which I can make it on that position. So I just wanted to know, based on your experience, what would be the best approach to scale a position?
Yeah. So here's the thing, and this is this stuff is everybody is. Hold on, let me okay, hold on, so we don't get okay. This is all based. Position sizing is based on account risk. Okay, so if you make, if you have an account for $100,000, but your maximum risk where you're going to have pain, where you're going to say, oh my God, this is bad, I'm doing bad. Maybe it's 30 grand. That's your max risk. That's when you're not sleeping, right? So if it's 30 grand, you divide it by 5 weeks, right? So that means, because you want to stay alive for 5 weeks. No matter what, you do fine, okay? 5 weeks. So that becomes 6 grand, 30 divided by 5, 6 grand. Then you divide that by position. Now so you divide that by 5 at a minimum. Or if you're uncomfortable, if those are too big, then you do even less. So that gets you down to about 6 grand, 500 bucks, 800 bucks. I'm sorry, 1,100 bucks. Okay, so somewhere in the 1,200. So 1,200. Geez, I'm doing this fast in the morning. 1,200 bucks a position. Okay, but now you may say, I only want to do 3 positions. So let's start off small and see if one or two of them go. So let's say this week you would have started off and you'd done some Avago, right? It's the calls. We had Avago calls. Then you had some Tesla calls, and maybe you had one other one. Maybe you had, I don't know, you bought some Apple puts the other way. Okay? So, but you sold the Avago calls. So you sold those Avago calls, and how much did you make, right? You doubled that position. So basically covers at least one more of the other position. So now, as soon as you have profits, now you can lever up and say, I want more contracts in a bigger position. Or there's an or here, is you say, I'm going to do the same size position, and you're happy with how you're doing. This is personal. Nobody can tell you this. If somebody tells you this, and here's the thing, and people all lie to themselves. They lie to themselves. They lie to their spouses about their trading. They just do. Okay. So don't say people don't do this. They just do. Okay. And they overinvest and they overthink it. Right. SPXs, the other day we won 2 to 20, 170 grand winner. 170 grand winner. I had 100, right? 160. And if you're going to go buy puts, you're going to add in the next layer we bought. Think about it. We bought the 3900s, didn't get there, right? But we bought 100, but that's only 10 grand. We sold the other one for 160 plus, but only put 10 grand back. That's 1/16 of the money. You didn't leave her up and buy, oh, I'm going to go buy 160, 1,600 contracts. Didn't add any leverage, right? And just kind of sat there, you know. When we bought now for today, you know, and I don't know if it's going to get there, but the 450s, but you only put in 30. So think about it. You make 160 and you're only putting in 30. And then we sold Apple. And we bought a lot of Apple. We bought 500 Apple. But they were only 26 cents. So this is very personal. And you have to play with it, how you're doing it up and down. If you're adding contracts, you're not adding contracts. If you're selling them earlier, if you're selling them later. This takes time. And it's a skill. It probably takes you a year or two to do this and get better. But it has to be based on you, nobody else. Nobody else can tell you this. And that's why it's so unique and that it's tough to do. I mean, if I tell you to go buy something, which I never tell anybody buy anything. I haven't told anybody buy anything ever. But let's say you say, oh, Sam's bought this amount. But then Sam only puts the small amount of this other one because he knows it's going to go up fast. He's going to dump it, et cetera, et cetera. Look at the Avago. So we bought Avago yesterday, and we made 50 grand on Avago, right? I only bought 50 of the next set. So out of a 50 grand profit, only bought 7 grand worth of Avago. It was too far down. Think about that. That's pretty interesting, right? On a thing that was going lower fast. Why? Because we took our profit and we're happy. We're saying this covers another one. We had the Avago up and then we had the Avago down. And you keep the week positive. And when you keep the week positive, you do better. Okay? So let me keep going. Okay, so today, all about SPX. You want to see if SPX goes back lower. You have a positive event, China lowering rates, and you have a massively negative cloud event. So watch look at snow is up. Snow is up. This is very interesting because if Amazon dumps and they believe these cloud stories, these two things on cloud, then the entire sector goes down and we will cave today. So we'll keep an eye on SPXs and see what happens. If SPX breaks 3,900, we will go lower. So you just kind of wait and see into Monday. Okay. So that's what we know. 3,900, 3,891, and 3,952 on the upside. Okay, NVIDIA 182, downside 171, 168. AMAT earnings just right in the middle. Didn't really do anything. Nothing great, nothing bad. Chips an issue, right? You got 116 up, you got 104 down. Lam Research doing nothing. You got 168 down, 452, and then 503 up. AMD up 3, right? AMD's been strong lately. You got 101, 103, underneath 91 bad. Okay. Avago. Something is going on in Avago. This is the one that hasn't dove. And it's got a long way down if it dives. Long way down. I mean, this can go to 450 if it dives. Now, I don't know what's going on with it. Then we see. Okay, you got 538 all the way down to 509 and 610 upside. CrowdStrike, if it takes out 152 in the first 5 minutes, you will get 5 for those. A lot of people told me yesterday at the meetup that they all bought CrowdStrike because we said if PanW goes, you buy CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike was only $1, right? So they can get $4 or $5. It's a nice trade. Then we see. Okay, Zscaler up 7. That looks okay. 141, 149. But here's the thing. PanW 491, 502. But here's the thing on PanW. If the market goes negative, PanW may go negative, not today, Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. The PE is stunningly high still. And this thing should have been at 550 based on those earnings. If you're down 200 points, how do you not go up 100 if your news is that good? It's not up that much. So just keep an eye on it. Apple, very straightforward, 137 now, 137, 136, 131. Over 144 would be bullish. I have Amazon. Just put them on my screen. Amazon 2140s. Actually, if this thing pops to 2200, 2140s will be about $3. Very interesting because the news is really negative. And if the market turns, this 2100 becomes in play, 3 goes to 40. Okay. So don't know what's going to happen. Got to see how it plays out. Got to see if they start selling. If they don't start selling, they buy all day, then it's not going to come down. Okay. Snowman 152, 157, underneath 140 bad. NOW, let's see if this can pop 444. If it pops 444 in the first 5 minutes, you'll get $2 for those. And you can trade them, decide to hold them in or out. We'll probably trade them. Let's see. Okay. Veru news next week, but they're not taking it up yet. Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's see. I'm just waiting for them to come down. Shoplicious, very nice move the last few days, but look, they're making 20 cents. They're just buying this thing up. Let it go up. We would love to see Shop get to 500, then collapse again. Okay, we make so much money on it when it collapses. Google, not up a lot. You know, these things are up $20. That's not enough. Okay, 22.72 up. That's a long way up. It's right near its lows. So you got 21.52. Okay, Tesla, just in no man's land. Here's a couple of thoughts on Tesla. If you bought Tesla, every Monday you buy the puts after it pops, it's down 60 or $70 and it never even gets close. Never gets close. Wow. Isn't that interesting? 681, huge number. UPST down. I don't know what news came out on it, but it's down. But here's the thing. They said they're going to take all the loans off the balance sheet, so it got better. The loans off the balance sheet takes us to 62, but here's the thing. I'm not sure that anybody believes that. Saying we are going to versus we have, two different things, okay? Coinbase up 3. You got 71, 76 up, 52 down, okay? So that's what we know. Okay? Comments, questions. Only puts what he wants to put in. Everybody does what they do. UA CEO is back. Veru, we haven't done anything yet. Thank you for the analysis. Thank you. Tesla loses top spot in Kathy Wood's fund. Isn't that interesting? For somebody? UPSC downgrade. Crowd number is 52, 56. 152, 156. But yeah, I don't know what the downgrade is on UPST, but it's moved a lot, right? 30 to 50. Very straightforward. Then we see. Okay, so today, so that's what we got today. Keep an eye on Amazon. The news on Amazon is bad. It's bad. The news on the market is better because of the China thing, but just because China's cutting rates doesn't mean we're cutting rates. That we know. And that's what we know. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.